Good evening, students. Today we will be discussing abrasion resistance. As we had discussed earlier that there are several fiber, yarn and fabric parameters that affect the abrasion of textiles. So these parameters are very important, and this property in itself is very important for evaluation of textiles, because in normal situations, when we use that garment, when we wear that garment, it is subjected to different kind of abrasions because of the rubbing action that takes place. So two fabrics may be rubbing against each other, or the fabric from which the garment is made, it may be rubbing against any hard metallic surface. So in any such case, there may be severe abrasion on the garment or on the fabric from which that garment is made. So evaluation of abrasion resistance becomes important. There are three different types of abrasions in terms of occurrence. These are flat, edge and flex abrasion. Now in different test methods which are used for the evaluation of abrasion resistance, the type of abrasive material may vary, the speed on which the abrasion is being carried out, the mode, how it is being carried out, it may vary. So these abrasive materials which are used for testing in such evaluations can be of different types, like uh, abrasive material like abrasive stones made of aluminum oxide or silica, etc. may be used, or one fabric surface may be rubbed against the another. So basically the main criteria for such evaluations is that we need to simulate the actual rubbing conditions, that what kind of rubbing or what kind of abrasion the garment will be subjected to in actual wear. So when we talk about the different abrasion testing methods which are used for abrasion purpose, so they vary according to the abrasion type. Then the test head movement or the testing device setup can also be varied. So the differences among the procedures include the type of equipment that we will be discussing later on. For example, Tabor abrasion, flex abrasion or Martindale abrasion resistance testers can be used for testing purpose. The type of abrasion, as I was telling, that the material against which are test specimen. So specimen here refers to the test material which will be tested for the abrasion. So this abradant material can vary. The material that is used, it can be woven, non-woven or knitted apparel fabrics, household fabrics, according to what kind of material needs to be tested. And the assessment method can vary. So by assessment method, what we mean, that what is the end criteria, how do we consider that this test is completed, what parameters we look for, whether for the thread breakage or a whole generation in the fabric, or some change in some physical property of the material, for example weight loss. So these method of assessments can vary as we are conducting the abrasion resistance test on different instruments. In all of the test methods, the test specimen is rubbed in a particular manner against an abradant. So this abradant may be a fabric, it can be an emery sheet, or it can be, like I discussed, it can be a different type of fabric against which the test specimen will be rubbed, and it is rubbed for a certain amount of time or for a certain number of strokes or cycles. So basically when the test specimen will be rubbed against the abrasive surface, so we may check the abrasion that has occurred over it after a fixed number of cycles. For example, we may run the test sample for 10,000 cycles, and then we can check that what change what visible change has occurred on the sample, or how much wear has occurred because of this rubbing action. So this can be one method of assessment when we are testing the abrasion properties of the textile materials. So this table is basically showing the different ASTM and ISO methods which are used for testing of the textile materials for abrasion. So the most frequently used one is Martindale abrasion tester, which is used for the measurement of pilling also. So pilling as well as abrasion, both these properties are related to the serviceability of textile material. That is how the textile material will perform in actual wear when it will be subjected to actual rubbing conditions. So that can be tested using the Martindale abrasion tester. And in this tester, basically the test specimen will be rubbed against another fabric surface, and the method of assessment, as I told, can vary. The method of assessment can be that after a certain number of cycles we check for any visible change, a hole being created or the threads being broken. So that can be the method of assessment. Or if there is a weight loss, so the sample is taken out and it can be weighed. So the first type of abrasion that we are discussing here is flat abrasion. Martindale tester, Tabor abrasion resistance and uniform abrasion tester are the instruments which work on the flat abrasion mechanism. Flat abrasion occurs when flat object is rubbed to another flat surface. So this kind of phenomena is quite prevalent when the garment is being worn in actual wear conditions. Flat resistance tends to be good for most materials because the force of rubbing is distributed over a wide area. So of course, if the force of rubbing is distributed over a wide area, so uh, damage to the material is not focused on a particular point. However, for many products, flat abrasion resistance is assumed to occur when the curve is gradual or the bend is shallow, such as what occurs in a shirt or a jacket as it bends across the back of the wearer or on the seat of an upholstered chair. So, while we are in sedentary position or when we are resting our arm against some surface, in all such conditions the fabric from which the garment is made will be subjected to some kind of rubbing action against that surface. In Martindale abrasion resistance tester, circular specimens are abraded under a known pressure against a standard fabric. So this arrangement is showing the Martindale abrasion tester, and it is based on ASTM test methods. So abrasion resistance is measured by subjecting the specimen to rubbing motion in the form of geometric figure denoted as Lissajous motion. So we'll be discussing what does Lissajous motion means. That is a straight line which becomes gradually widening ellipse until it forms another straight line in the opposite direction and traces the same figure again under known conditions of pressure and abrasive action. So if you see in this image, so this is basically showing the Lissajous movement curve, which is how the testing is taking place in this Martindale abrasion tester. And so the advantage of working with this kind of tester, that is with Martindale abrasion tester, is that the fabric sample gets abrasion in all the directions. So this is showing the schematics of the Martindale abrasion tester, which consists of a sample holder in which the sample will be positioned, and here the abrasive material, the abradant, will be mounted, and the sample holder carrying the sample will be rubbing against this abrasive material, and basically it shows two kind of harmonic motions because of which the rubbing action is taking place between the fabric, the abradant material, which is again a fabric here, and between the sample that is mounted in this sample holder. And in newer versions we can have a digital control where the number of cycles can be controlled. So there is a small video that shows the working of this Martindale abrasion tester. So this is basically showing the Martindale abrasion tester, which consists of the sample holders in which the samples can be mounted. 4 samples can be simultaneously tested. From 4 to up to 8 samples can be tested. This is how the samples are positioned. And we have a sample holder which will be holding the sample. This is showing that how the abrasive material is positioned, and above it the sample holder along with the sample in it will be mounted. So as I was mentioning that we can have a digital control where we can monitor, we can control the number of cycles that need to be fed. For example, if we need to check that after how many number of cycles we need to stop, or if some visual difference has appeared. So this is the motion I was talking of, that spiral widening spirals are being created until the time a straight line appears, which is known as the lysogenous motion. This is how the instrument is working, how that motion is taking place here. So this is showing the front view of the apparatus. So here the number of samples can be tested, and this is basically showing that how aberration is taking place. The sample is mounted in this sample holder and it is rubbing. As I told that harmonic motion is causing the sample to be abraded against this abrasive material which is mounted on the lower platform or a lower annular or the circular ring. So this is how the Martindale aberration tester works, and the advantage of this Martindale aberration tester is that the fabric sample gets aberration in all the directions as we just saw. So this is what actually happens in the actual wear conditions also, because the textile material during wear, when it is made into a garment, may not be subjected to abrasion or rubbing in just one direction or in longitudinal direction. It may be subjected to rubbing in different directions. So this Lissajous movement curve we just saw in that video, that how the apparatus was working. So here the specimens which are tested, they are circular in nature, which can be 38 mm or 140 mm in diameter. The abradant is silicon carbide paper, or it can be woven worsted wool mounted over the felt. In the video that we just saw, a woven fabric was used as an abrasive material. So polyurethane foam disc is placed under the specimen for the fabric. The test fabric which is tested, uh, uh, underneath it a foam is placed. The small test specimen is sitting on a large abradant and then cycled backwards and forwards. This we are just seen in the video. And how the assessment takes place, that is in Martindale aberration tester, what is the end point, how do we determine that this is the end, when the number of cycles need to be stopped or when the machine needs to be stopped. If assessment of appearance change needs to be carried out, then larger test pieces are required. The roles are reversed and the abradant is placed in the holder with the specimen at the base platform. So depending on the sample size also, we can vary whether the sample is placed in the sample holder which is mounted on the upper side, or it can be placed in the base platform where the abrasive was earlier placed. And here known forces applied on the test specimens, which can be 9 kilopascal or it can be 12 kilopascal. It depends on the application area for their textile materials. For apparel fabrics, it is generally kept at 9 kPa. So this is applied to the top of the specimen to hold it against the abradant. The standard abradant should be replaced at the start of each test and after 50,000 cycles if the test is to be continued beyond this number, because during the process there are chances that the abradant may also get damaged. Sometimes we are working with coated or finished fabrics, so because of this rubbing action there is a chance that that finish or coating may get applied on the abradant also. So we need to frequently change the abradant material so that our test results are not affected. We want reproducibility in our results. So this is one type of the instrument that we have discussed here. So the next instrument which is used for aberration testing, how it assesses and what is its mechanism of working, will be discussed in the next video. So that is the end of my lecture for today. Thank you.